Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hags Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents. Weeby Knives and Fur Handling Tools. HTS Productions. Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents. And Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right, welcome to episode 16, season 6, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. Final episode, the season finale. So I'll tell you what, time has flown by. It seems like just yesterday that we put up episode 1. On this episode, we will be wrapping up the trip to New Mexico and show you how that kind of played out. I want to mention that our buddy Adrian is actually a painter, and some of you have seen him at Trappers Conventions. And if you don't go to Trappers Conventions, I just kind of want to make everyone aware that he paints, and a lot of his art is geared towards trapping and trappers catches and that kind of thing. So you can check him out at AdrianRomeroFineArts.com. The picture that you're looking at right now is a bobcat that Justin had caught on the levee of one of the water tanks. And Adrian kind of worked off that photo and put this painting together. So it's just a cool painting, and I think he actually captured the whole scenario really well, both the cat itself and the landscape behind it. So, anyways, check out Adrian, and whether you check him out online or check him out at the Trappers Conventions and certainly on Facebook. So. I want to thank our sponsors for this season, Weeby Knives and Hags Brackets, J3 Outdoors. Really appreciate those guys, and hope all of you have checked out their products. Both of them make excellent products. Want to thank all the people that have watched our videos. I want to thank all the subscribers. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. We appreciate that. And I just want to give a big thanks to everyone for your support and the orders that you've placed, or you stopped by the store, or given us a call and placed your order on the phone. We really appreciate that, and after all, that's kind of what keeps all this going. So once again, I want to thank everybody. Hope you have a great spring and summer. We're looking forward to bringing you season 7 starting the first part of August. And if we don't, and we'll certainly see you this summer at the FTA and the NTA Trappers Conventions, and also be sure to watch for the random uploads of the Fur Shed series. So anyways, I hope you enjoy the episode. All right, welcome to check day 6. We've already checked about a third of our traps. Nothing happened. Kind of running late this morning. After getting stuck yesterday, we're driving back into town, and the truck felt like the front end was just going to wobble off. It's like, I thought maybe we tore something up, or when we got pulled out, or when we were trying to get out, or whatever. And so we had stopped at a front end tire place, that did numerous things, and the guy immediately knew that we were just packed with mud, and that was what was causing the problem. So we had him, they pulled the tires, cleaned all the mud out, then we had another tire that we'd plugged the other day, and it was kind of had a slow leak, and they took care of that too. So we're up and going again. We're running about 2.5 hours later than we typically do, just because of that. But I was glad to get it fixed, and glad that it wasn't anything major. So we're heading to the next location. It's about I don't know, 15 miles from this one, and we'll see what happens over there. Where we just checked is where Justin caught the cat yesterday, and so where we're heading now is where we caught the cat 3 days ago. So anyways, we'll see what happens. Certainly not a trip where we're catching big numbers. To be honest, the sign's just not here. There's just not that much sign. It's very spread out. Typically when you think of western trapping, in most cases you're thinking about a lot of coyote sign, a lot of coyotes or whatever, and we're just not seeing that in this area. Anyways, the cats and the gray fox are just fine too, although it'd be nice to catch some coyotes just for a comparison to what they look like compared to what we catch elsewhere and back home. So anyways, we'll keep you posted for the day.
All right, back in this new location. Check day 6 still.
Been a slow day.
Slow day. Dragged on. Kind of had a little bit of a late start, dealing with making sure we got the truck in working good order. But yeah, first stop, just like yesterday, connected again on another gray. Same trap, same spot. Pretty.
Looks like a nice one.
Yeah.
Got heavy fur on it.
The wind's catching them, moving that fur, you know.
Yeah. You know there's
Business,
something.
especially with the grays.
Yeah, something there to move. Pale one.
Beautiful.
Yep.
See what else we got.
Yep.
All right. Just got done. Our first trap before this one, I caught that gray, and second trap over here, another gray.
Well, Justin's on fire here.
Feels good when you go around checking empty traps and double up real quick. It's pretty nice. He's hollowed out this log, made a home. Right here's where the set was, by my feet. Some backing, some rocks, fence them in, log up this wash right here, which has actually got some water flowing in it because of the ice melt and or snow melt, and that's why we got stuck yesterday. All this coming off the side of the mountain. But easy funnel point travel way, gray fox. One thing I forgot to mention, which I don't think we even need to mention it anymore. Every hole I make, every dirt hole, top dog's in it. If it ain't broke, don't go trying to fix it. It's our go-to bait.
We're using a lot of finicky feline, long distance, some Vixen Elixir.
Yeah.
So
jumping around on some lures, but guaranteed, you know we got top dog in the hole.
Yeah.
Cool. He's got some weight on him.
Yeah, pretty fox. All right, into check day 6. Man, Justin just pulled this day out of the gutter. Really, I mean, it was dismal. I mean, we checked a lot of traps, a lot of empty traps.
Yeah.
And I always say you got to check a lot of empty traps to catch critters, which is true. But sometimes it gets a little old, and sometimes there's too many empty traps. So we got up to this new property and connected up here, obviously, on a couple gray fox. So
yeah,
that was a good thing.
Worth the trip.
Yeah.
Bad thing is, just as we're starting to catch it here, 2 days and 3 grays in this area, and we got to pull them.
Right.
Pull the traps.
We're up against a couple things. Tomorrow's Friday, the last day we can get cats tagged. We kind of originally had thought, well, we'll pull Monday morning,
but there's rain coming in on Sunday and Monday, and these roads are bad enough when they're starting to dry out, let alone if we got some rain. So
previous episodes show that.
yeah,
If we're already getting stuck in this, I can imagine, you know, half-inch of rain would really
right. It'd be
really
terrible.
hurt us big time.
So we really can't take the risk of getting stuck here way beyond Monday just because of being gone and obligations at work and all that kind of stuff. So so we had to pull out of here. We're still going to run the other ones. We'll get our cats tagged tomorrow afternoon and head for home on Saturday. But anyways, yeah, this property was promising, and it produced. So proportionally, it produced better than where we've been.
Yeah.
Or where we're at. So statistically, way better.
Yeah,
So,
if you figure amount of traps set. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So
But that's part of it we didn't know. Coming in here blind.
right,
You learn as you go, and that's part of trapping.
right.
So
And fortunately, we had the help of Adrian, kind of pointing us in some directions and helping us out. So otherwise, I think we would have been struggling a lot more. So, anyways, these western gray foxes are paler in color, but man, they're so, the fur's heavy and the tails are so bushy, and they're so much softer and silkier than what we have back in Indiana. Now ours in Indiana are probably as heavy a furred, but they're not near as silky. They're much more coarse, and they're
yeah, kind of wiry.
darker. They're darker, yeah.
Darker
home, too.
Definitely, yeah.
So anyways, same critter, different genetic makeup, I guess. I don't know how that all. I'm not a biologist, so. But anyways, they are. You can definitely tell they're a western. So.
Right.
So anyways, we're going to skin these up and pretty much call it quits for today.
Yeah.
Sun's starting to go down. It's about to go down over the hill there, and we're in short sleeves. And I imagine within a half hour we'll probably be wearing jackets. So.
Yeah, it's crazy when that sun goes down. It's a whole nother world, really. It's
Right.
freezing.
Right. Which it's like that to a point everywhere, but here it seems to be more extreme, and I think it's because of the elevation and whatever. But,
Yeah.
we're at I think about 7,500 feet right now, 7,000, 7,500 feet.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll get these skinned up and see what happens tomorrow. All right. On every trip, we take a toolbox, and it's primarily for our skinning stuff for the end of the day. So it's always got the nitrile gloves for skinning, plastic bags for the skins after they're skinned, obviously. We carry numerous knives, tail strippers. Got our skinning gambrels here. We always carry at least triplicates of everything. As you can see, there's a bunch of knives in here. And there's a couple sharpeners in here too. We carried a couple steels. And if I can find it, always have one of those little sterling sharpeners in here too, the ones you run the knife through. Then we'll also throw, there's usually some additional hardware in here, so there's some crunch-proof swivels, some miscellaneous tools, trap tags, that kind of thing. So just kind of a catch-all for some miscellaneous stuff, but mostly for our skinning stuff. And we just keep it in here, and then next year we'll have it and it's all ready to go. And we'll double check it before we leave to make sure we're good. But no reason really anything should change. But it just goes with us on every trip, and just handy for the end of the day. All right, one thing you want to do on any fox you catch is cut the feet off. They're great curiosity attractants down in the hole just by themselves. You can also dip it down into your bait and use it as a bait, holder essentially. But they're fine by themselves. And what I do is cut these off, and I'll let them age. I don't want them to get rotten, but I'll age them for just a little bit, and then I'll take a bunch of borax, put in there, and stir them around, and then that'll kind of preserve them where they're at. And then they'll keep till next season and be just fine. And if you open that box up and you open that thing up, you can just smell the fox smell coming out of that box of those feet. So there's a tip for you. I mean, obviously you got to catch the fox. And a lot of places don't have gray foxes, but you do have red foxes. And the red fox are just as good. So anyways, great curiosity attractant by itself or in combination with a bait.
trapping products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
All right, check day 7. Just starting out, basically. We've checked a handful of traps so far. I haven't caught anything. We should have filmed it, but we pull into one place and there's an older couple there. We see a camper and we thought, what the heck? And because it's out in the middle of nowhere, and an older couple were there with their camper, and they were driving late last night and decided to just pull in there and camp. And of course, this is all public ground, so they're more than welcome to do that. But so we talked to them for a little bit, and everything was fine. Obviously, went on. So, but whenever you got somebody camped right by where you got sets, you always kind of wonder, how that's going to come out. So, anyways, we're checking traps. Beautiful day. It's already up to 46 degrees, and it's first thing in the morning. So, anyways, see what happens. I'm rolling.
Check day 7, right?
Check day 7.
It's been a crazy ride. We finally connected with a coyote. We've been wanting one so bad on this trip, more so than any other trip, just because I wanted to check out the fur quality in this type of terrain and elevation. It might be a little late in the season, might be a little rough, but you can still tell what that would be when it's full on prime.
Yeah, nice pale coyote.
Yeah.
Something we don't have at home, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's just running this wash.
Good.
I was down here in the wash, and Charlie was up here on the high rim behind this bush. And no disturbance here the past few days of checking. But top dog predator bait, some long distance cat urine, and Vixen elixir on this set.
Yeah. Adrian and Adrian joined us today.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you should share that story about your daughter. That is cool.
Oh, yesterday, Monday, there's been a fox messing with one of my cat sets, and I had the attention high. I didn't want to catch the fox, so I thought that would be a perfect opportunity for my daughter to connect on a gray fox. So we went, when was it? I believe Monday, and had her make her own set. She's been practicing at home. She's always been bugging me to put sets out, but I've never, we've always had bigger traps. I didn't want her to get caught or,
Yeah.
So I took my 175s out, and we set a dirt hole set, and matter of fact, it was top dog. We put in the bait hole, and she set it. And finally yesterday, we've been checking, and she finally figured out where her set was. We'd always pass. Oh no, that's not. You didn't get one. So finally yesterday, I videotaped her. I go, come check. I don't know what's going on. So I had her walk around, and she goes, Dad, I got a fox. And it was pretty cool. So she was excited, and it was her first catch ever.
Awesome. Trapper for life.
Yes, sir.
That's a great story. Putting this remake back together. He had it all dug up though. I found the hole, but who knows where the bait's at. Just put some more. We got the top dog. Here's that gray fox foot that we showed taking off. There's a big old chunk down in there. Then I just get some grass. Trying to hide that. That'll do two things for us here. That one, make us legal, and secondly, just more curiosity down there. Make those coyotes or cats or whatever is running this wash to work even harder at your set. So.
And the gray fox foot can stand on its own, or you can put the bait on it. But it's certainly got a really good smell to it, even without the bait on it. So there's two dimensions there, completely different dimensions of smell.
One thing I'm not going to do is put urine It smells like coyote here for sure. So I think we'll call that good. I got a little bit of fencing here. Trying to funnel them in. This whole area. I even sifted this dirt back on the set, so even right here and here, all of it smells like the coyote. So there's not one section that doesn't. I've kind of wondered about that. Some people don't care, but I kind of like using what's there.
Duke joined us today too. Hey, Duke.
He's mad because we didn't let him out.
He didn't get to see the coyote in the trap. We're gonna skin this coyote on the spot. Two reasons. One, it's warm and it's a heck of a lot easier to skin it. And the other reason is it's warm outside. It's gonna probably get up to 65 degrees today or so. So that way it'll be skinned. And
Yeah, you don't want this thing getting... Rigor mortis is quick to act on these coyotes.
yeah. Well, check day 7. Like I always say, the last trap's as good as the first trap, but not today.
That's true.
That's true. So the first trap on this particular section was the one that caught the coyote. So that was cool. That was at least we had some action today. Other than that, it's been kind of quiet. So
First western coyote we've ever trapped. So
yeah, which we
it's pretty neat.
yeah, and they sure are a lot better than what we have at home. Even though this one was showing signs of being springy, it's I can tell that caught in their prime, they would be significant coyotes. Significant.
Yeah.
So, you know, the coyotes that you can always sell, even on a down market. So it's a nice coyote. Nice coyote. So we, of course, Adrian joined us today, and at this point we got to head to regional office of New Mexico Game and Fish and get the cats tagged, and it's a Friday, so that's kind of where we're at. So,
Get them tagged, and so that way we're ready for tomorrow when we're pulling traps. If we happen to catch a cat, what are we gonna do?
Adrian will have to get it tagged or something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out as it goes.
Yeah.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get the new Monarch folding knife with 3 replacement blades for just $19.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp.
All right, last day, pulling traps. Of course, checking for the last time. We'll got some rain coming in tomorrow and the next day, and so we're going to call this one a little bit 2 days shy of what we had originally planned. We just, like I said yesterday, we just can't really take the risk of getting non-access to where we're at. Even with 4-wheel drive or whatever, it would be logistically pretty difficult to get out here if, say, they had a half an inch of rain or something. So, anyways, we're pulling traps. We've pulled I don't know, 7 or 8 so far, but got quite a few more to pull, and we'll see what happens. The last day is as good as the first day. The first trap's as good as the last trap, and vice versa. So we'll see what happens. Already seen a big herd of elk this morning. It was too far off and we were driving down the highway too far off to really get on film. But so anyways, it's pretty cool to see them this morning. Anyways, we'll keep you posted.
It's kind of hard on days you gotta pull traps where they're way down in the miniature version of the Grand Canyon. Just hold your nose. Nothing. Thought for sure we'd have a cat in this tree at one point.
Been a cool shot from up here on the rim. We did get a gray fox up in the tree though.
Watch out, dude. Now how do you get back up? Kind of windy.
It is kind of windy. We learned the hard way about throwing traps in the truck without wrapping this stuff up. One big tangled up mess. So that's what we do when we're pulling traps, just like that, so we can get it when we get home. It's not too big a deal. All right, we're going to talk for a minute about kind of our equipment we're using, and particularly what we're carrying our equipment in and how we've got them organized. On this trip, I've been using one of the bags, and I actually picked this bag up at a home store in the carpentry section. I'm going to try to line something up similar to this to sell. Anyways, basic equipment on the inside, just a digging tool, sod buster, and a sifter. Also on the inside, I always have the trap dog bender. Coyotes are really hard on traps. You can bend it back in place. Even the MBs get bent up on occasion. So very important tool to have with you. Pair of pliers, just never know when you might need them. Screwdriver. Pair of wire cutters. Whoop. S-hook tool. And then I'll always carry cable cutters too for cutting steaks or whatever. Got my urine on the end. I've got bobcat urine and coyote urine on this trip, so got to change up or whatever. And then lure selection here. Some additional lures here just to throw at them. One thing that we've been using, I've never been one much for dropper caps, but our long distance and most long distances out there are man, they're wicked to get on your hands. And then you get on your steering wheel and everything else, and you're smelling like it the rest of the day. Not that I don't mind it, but it's,
right,
10 days, 14 days of that gets a little old. So we actually started using dropper caps on our long distance, and it seems to eliminate that dripping problem, dripping issue. Normally in this one right here, I got a pair of like rubber gloves that I use for lure application, just to keep my hands clean of that. But I lost them or something. I don't know what I do with them. And then in this end pouch, I've got top dog bait and flagging. And another option I've got is I usually carry some of our liquid bait too. It's just something different to throw at them. To be honest, I rarely use it. It's a good alternative to the top dog if you're out of top dog, but carry the liquid bait too. This is fine if you're working close to the truck or off of a four-wheeler or a mule or whatever. If you got to carry it very far, I'd much prefer a pack basket. Put it over your shoulder or whatever. This has a shoulder strap on it, but the weight of it, it's not balanced. It's kind of annoying to use. So this is definitely handy if you're working close by. There's a few places I've carried it in, and I'd have to change arms, and so yeah, it's a little much when you got to walk for a little bit. But the pack baskets are definitely handy for that. So
yeah.
Justin will kind of tell you what he's got going here too.
Yeah. Basically, I have everything that he just described, tool-wise, pliers, whatever. Same situation, just in here. My lures, 1 ounce, 4 ounce here. My urine's here. Most of my tools I got here in my urine pouch is just quick, easy access here. Here's that trap pan adjuster, just in and out. One thing I have that Charlie doesn't
Yeah.
is the knee board.
The old man does not need that.
I played a lot of sports growing up. I put a lot of stress on these knees, basketball and baseball, football, whatever. So Don't throw me under the bus. But here's this lure compartment. It actually comes up here mid-level when you purchase these. We sell them at the shop. But the balance of it, when you have, you know, hammers and sod busters, whatever, it always want to tip forward and lean on it. So I dropped it down. My top dog's in here, and then these gloves here are strictly for applying lure bait in here, and I just keep them here with the edges hanging out. Usually in here too, I'll have some sheep's wool. For this trip, we haven't really shown these. We have a little gray fox feet from previous catches. Great for your bait hole, and it basically I just get a little scoop of this of your top dog and stick it down in the hole. But you need to, you know, make sure, depending what state you're in, you might have to have that covered, or, you know, here you have to have that covered. So I wad up maybe a grass wad.
Hole's nice and deep.
Yeah, deep hole. You know, so it's not exposed, but it's definitely additive smell to really help you out. But other than that, it's about the same. And one other thing I might have is a little pocket knife, and if the weather's bad, have some salt. I'll have a little canister of salt or ice melt or something. But other than that, it's the same setup. A little easier to carry, I think.
Right.
After this trip, we kind of put it to the test and figured out that if you're walking further from your truck, like here, they got the 25-yard rule off the road. So you're hiking in up the side of a rock cliff or whatever.
Walking into a canyon.
Yeah, I think this would be a better setup for you. If you're staying right off your truck or your four-wheeler or whatever, I think the bags are better. They're quick and easy.
The other thing is, in here too, we're on public ground, so, and you got to keep your truck vehicle on the designated roads. You can't
Right.
take it off the road. So
Yeah,
and
even if you have four-wheeler, that
right, it's not
motorized vehicles has to stay on the road.
right, and that's really the case in a lot of states. I mean, that we've trapped. So
Yeah.
certainly, we respect that. Very important to respect the land where you trap. So, anyways, that pretty much sums it up.
Yep.
All right, final day, pulling traps. 0, no catch.
It happens.
That happens. That's the reality of trapping, and we're not going to edit that out. And we're not going to act like we have huge success every day. So, because that's just the way trapping is, you know. And we've always shown good, bad, and whatever, indifferent, and getting stuck in the mud. So.
That's true.
Yeah, and we've had a great time with Adrian this on and off this week, and they were a big help, or Adrian was a big help in pointing us in the right direction, and
Yeah.
so we really appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah,
Anytime.
It's been a lot of fun. So we have learned a lot, certainly got a perspective on this type of trapping on this trip. You know, this is
Yeah.
you never really know until you get on site. You know, so and there's a lot more to learn, like anything else. So it's anyways, been an excellent week. Justin and I always get up and say, where'd this 8 days go or whatever, you know. It's just like it just flies by.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I'd do it all over again. Our numbers are not what they would be somewhere else, but I'd still come back here and do it all over again.
Yeah,
So,
and we will next year. We'll do it again.
There's
So,
talks about that.
Yep. So
So we'll see what happens.
maybe Jake can make it next year and fly home, or if he has to leave early or something. So who knows? We'll
Poor
see.
Jake.
So anyways, it's been a great week. We've had a good time.
No
sure
problem.
Appreciate it, you guys.
Yep,
Adrian, it's been a good time.
it's been awesome.
And Duke,
Us too.
Duke,
You'll be
Good
bigger.
dog.
we'll see you.
All right. Had a question about switching to wax paper over using the pan covers, and we're big fans of the fiberglass pan covers, and they work very well. 9 times out of 10, they're reusable. You can pick them up and reuse them again. What we ran into, and we still use them here in Indiana. They're a great cover, particularly if you're sifting dirt or using wax dirt or anything like that. What we ran into when we headed south is that gray fox, the way they work a set, the fiberglass pan covers presented a lot of problems with them either catching it and pulling it out, or just messing around the set or whatever and having it exposed and flipping it up and all that. So because they're rigid when they go on the top of the trap, they stay they stay in the shape of the pan cover. So whereas the wax paper, you know, it droops down around the pan, doesn't allow any dirt to get under the pan. But so for our southern trips, when we know that there are gray fox and the way a gray fox works a set, we use the wax paper. I mean, you can use hamburger paper patties that you could get at a food supplier. Some people use muffin or cupcake papers. Any of that stuff will work just fine. You can even use polyfill, which you would get at a fabric store. It's what they put in pillows or quilts, and you could put it underneath the pan, and then the pan, and that keeps dirt from getting under the pan as well. So we're not going to quit using the fiberglass pan covers, but we are going to stick with the wax paper in areas where we have gray foxes, just to avoid the problems and the misses and that kind of thing. Seems like gray fox, you have a lot of messing around with the set. You'll have a lot of misses, and I think eventually you'll probably catch that fox a lot of times if you're able to leave your trap there long enough. Just curiosity finally gets them. But anything that you can do to eliminate some of those issues, and one of them would be the pan cover. So just to answer that question, that's it right there. So that's the reason. Certainly not eliminating them completely. Going to continue to use them here in Indiana, and then go with wax paper in areas where we have gray foxes. So anyways, hope that helps.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We have the new Hoosier Trapper Supply catalogs. Go ahead and visit us online at HoosierTrapperSupply.com and request one there, or you can just phone us here at the shop and we'll be glad to get you one. And if you're online, go ahead and register with us and we'll get you a newsletter, and that will have anything from trapping updates that are going on with us here at the shop as far as products, show updates. Every now and then Charlie's blog has a link on there. So, and we're going to be running product specials as well through there. So make sure you get online, sign up for that newsletter, and register with us. Also, I want to bring everyone up to speed with kind of a side project we've been doing. It's called the Fur Shed series, and it runs year round. We're going to keep it rolling. There's no set date or time when these things come out. Anytime we feel like there's a trick or a tip or something that could help someone out, we'll go ahead and upload that right here on YouTube. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. And basically what that show's about is the fur shed. Anything inside or around that, as far as fur handling, the trap prep and modifications, things that aren't necessarily dealt with in the field when you're trapping, will be right there in the Fur Shed series. So make sure you follow us and keep up with that. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and talk about the social media. Follow us online. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the list goes on. Find us. We're on there. We'll see you next time.